Hey everyone, it's time for November's What Else I Saw video, which again features a shorter list than usual, as you can already tell from the title. I feel like every time I say, oh, it's a shorter list this time, then the next one is even shorter, so I should probably stop saying that, or else we're eventually going to end up with no movies. We start this time with a British World War II movie, 1955's Above Us the Waves, in which a submarine crew and their set of small torpedo boats go on a mission to take out a major German battleship, the Tirpitz, in the fjords of Norway. This is a tense movie, navigating yet another angle of World War II warfare that's full of danger and risk and claustrophobic scenarios. The first act does a lot to educate the viewer on diving practices and underwater training, and shows how all the men secretly fear that at the crucial moment they might crack under pressure and let the others down. John Mills stars as the captain, and a very good captain he is, understanding and encouraging, able to stand alongside his men, but still giving off strong father figure vibes. Personally, that's my favorite kind of captain or commander. Movie number 2 is another Small Town Monsters documentary from Seth Breedlove, 2017's Invasion on Chestnut Ridge. I think this is the creepiest one I've seen yet. It's got everything: a UFO crash site, strange lights in the sky, Bigfoot-like creatures, strange beasts, ghouls, all in this one region of Pennsylvania. I loved the way this one was set up in sections where each one supersedes the last in terms of spookiness. You know how sometimes you're watching something that's kind of scary, and conditions are just right that you end up more freaked out than you might have been otherwise? Well, that was kind of the case here. I got so tense watching this. By the end, I was exhausted. My muscles ached from sitting there and just being like, oh. I don't know if I really believe all this stuff or not, but I must say, the witnesses in these documentaries are some of the most believable people. They're just honest, hard-working hometown folks telling their stories, sometimes reluctantly, about something weird they saw that they couldn't explain. My only complaint, and this is something I've found distracting with all the Small Town Monsters documentaries, is that sometimes the animated or static visuals don't quite match the description the witness is giving. And since I imagine the illustrations were designed based on the eyewitness accounts, this seems odd. That's only a small complaint, though. Otherwise, I thought this was great. Whether it's all true or it's all just a bunch of baloney, I definitely got the heebie-jeebies from this one. Movie number 3 is a 1944 mystery thriller period piece called The Suspect. Charles Laughton stars as a very unhappily married man who finds new hope in life when he meets a younger woman played by Ella Raines. But his wife, who hates his guts really, refuses to grant him a divorce. Laughton then makes a desperate and violent decision, the aftermath of which will dog him for days to come. Questionable as some of Laughton's character's choices are, you can't help being on his side the whole time. Laughton's performance, as usual, is excellent, and I'd also like to give credit to Henry Daniell for his role as an unsavory, good-for-nothing cad who regularly gets drunk and beats his wife. I know, I'm not making this sound like the happiest movie, am I? I don't think I'd heard of this one before discovering it randomly on YouTube one day, but I'm happy to have found another good Gaslight-era thriller with some great moments of tension and a nice, foggy London mood. Movie number 4 is Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, which came out earlier this year. I only saw the original Jumanji with Robin Williams a few years ago. I thought it was okay, but I didn't love it. It's not something I'm nostalgic about, so I wasn't massively offended that Hollywood made a sequel, though I did have the same tired reaction that I think a lot of us have to news of any new sequel, prequel, remake, reboot announcement. I think all that allowed me to view this movie more on its own merit instead of constantly comparing it to the original film. Plus, I feel like they made this one different enough from the first movie to justify its existence. Besides, I thought it was pretty funny, and the casting was excellent, especially the decision to cast Jack Black as a self-centered 17-year-old girl. That was weirdly perfect. One of the biggest things I didn't like about it, honestly, was that there were too many snakes. I hate snakes, even when they're obviously fake, as they were here. I still don't want to see them. Ugh. But if you like to watch fun jungle adventure movies, as I often do, you have to accept that snakes are just par for the course. And last one, movie number 5, is a 1952 Humphrey Bogart crime drama called Deadline USA. This is one of those old movies that's all about the world of newspapers, full of fast-talking, wisecracking reporters and journalists racing to find leads and meet deadlines. Bogart plays the editor-in-chief, who, in a last-ditch effort to save the paper, attempts to bring down a big-time gangster. You know, it's interesting, this movie's almost 70 years old, but not much has changed as far as papers are concerned. Conventional newspapers are still hanging on by a thread, trying to score big political exposés in order to maintain credibility and edge in a market where competition is stiff and a lot of people just don't buy papers anymore. Anyway, this was an interesting movie with a solid performance from Bogart and some big names in supporting roles. Kim Hunter, Ed Begley, Ethel Barrymore. It was especially cool to see Bogart and Barrymore share some scenes. Those are two actors who I would have guessed never shared the screen, but I was wrong, and they have a nice working relationship in this film. That's it, aside from a bunch of Hallmark Christmas movies that I saw on TV. If anyone's curious, in light of the fact that I reviewed Christmas at Pemberley Manor a couple weeks ago, yes, I did see Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe, the other loosely Pride and Prejudice inspired Christmas movie that Hallmark rolled out this season. I have no idea how it is that they ended up making 2 Pride and Prejudice themed Christmas movies in 1 year. This one was alright. It stars Lacey Chabert, who has become like the queen of Hallmark Christmas movies, or maybe it's Hallmark movies year-round. Her protagonist, Darcy Fitzwilliam, is very likable, more so I think than the protagonist of the other movie, but I liked the guy in the other one a lot better than the guy in this one, so there you go. I think this one had even less to do with Pride and Prejudice than the other one, so it's really a stretch to call either of them a Christmassy Pride and Prejudice movie. Okay, that's it everyone. I hope you enjoyed this month's list, short as it is, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.